There's a moment that happens every evening, a ritual so ordinary, so woven into the fabric of daily life, that it feels almost invisible. You don't question it. You don't even notice it anymore. It's simply what you do when the sun fades and the world begins to dim. But what if I told you that this single habit, this unremarkable choice you make as darkness falls, is quietly accelerating the aging of your skin? Not tomorrow, not in some distant future, but tonight, and every night after. After 50, your skin enters a different chapter. The cellular mechanisms that once repaired damage with ease begin to slow. Collagen production drops. Elastin fibers weaken. The biological clock that governs renewal starts to drift out of rhythm. And in this delicate window of vulnerability, even small habits can cast long shadows. You see it in the mirror, lines that weren't there before, a texture that's changed, a radiance that seems harder to find. And you wonder, is this just time? Or is something else at play? The answer lies not in expensive creams or complicated routines. It lies in understanding what happens when the sun goes down, and what you're unknowingly doing to your skin in those sacred evening hours. Let's begin with a truth that science has only recently begun to illuminate. Your skin doesn't experience time the way you do. It doesn't move through the day in a linear fashion, passively waiting for morning to become night. No. Your skin has its own clock, a circadian rhythm as precise as the one that governs your sleep, your hormones, your entire physiology. During daylight hours, your skin is in defense mode. It's protecting you, shielding you from ultraviolet radiation, environmental pollutants, oxidative stress. Every cell is fortified, focused on survival. But when evening arrives, something extraordinary happens. Your skin shifts. It enters repair mode. This is when cellular regeneration accelerates. When fibroblasts, the cells responsible for producing collagen and elastin, become most active. When DNA damage accumulated throughout the day is identified and corrected. When the dermis rebuilds what was broken down. It's a biological symphony, orchestrated in darkness. But here's where the story takes a turn. Because this repair process, this nightly restoration, is extraordinarily sensitive. It requires specific conditions, specific signals. And when those signals are disrupted, the music stops. The habit I'm speaking of is one you probably perform without thinking. Perhaps you're doing it right now. It's simple. It's everywhere. And after 50, it becomes one of the most damaging things you can do to your skin. It's blue light exposure in the evening. Not sunlight. Not the obvious culprits. But the soft glow of your phone as you scroll through messages before bed. The flickering screen of your television as you unwind. The bright overhead lights you keep on long after sunset. These sources of artificial light, particularly the blue wavelengths they emit, are interfering with your skin's ability to repair itself. You might think, but it's just light. How could something so benign be harmful? The answer lies in the intricate language your cells speak. You see, every cell in your body contains photoreceptors, proteins that detect and respond to light. They're not just in your eyes. They're in your skin. And when these receptors sense blue light in the evening, they receive a message. It's still daytime. Stay in defense mode. Don't begin the repair process yet. But your calendar says it's night. Your body is preparing for sleep. Your skin should be regenerating. And yet, the signal never comes. This confusion creates what researchers call circadian disruption. And after 50, when your skin's repair mechanisms are already operating at reduced capacity, this disruption becomes catastrophic. Studies have revealed something remarkable. When skin cells are exposed to blue light in the evening, several things happen simultaneously. First, the production of melatonin, yes, the same hormone that regulates sleep, drops dramatically within the skin itself. Skin cells produce their own melatonin, independent of the brain, and this localized melatonin is crucial for nighttime repair. Without it, oxidative stress increases. Free radicals that should be neutralized during the night persist. They attack collagen fibers. They damage cellular membranes. They accelerate something called advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which literally cross-link proteins and make your skin rigid, yellowed, and aged. Second, blue light exposure suppresses the activity of fibroblasts during their most productive hours. Remember, these are the cells that build collagen and elastin. When their circadian rhythm is disrupted, they produce less of these essential proteins. Much less. Some studies suggest a reduction of up to 40%. Third, and perhaps most insidiously, evening blue light increases the production of matrix metalloproteinases. These are enzymes that break down collagen. They're necessary in small amounts for tissue remodeling, but when overproduced, they become destructive. They degrade the very structure that keeps your skin firm and smooth. So you have a perfect storm: less repair, more damage, and active destruction, all happening while you sleep. Now, you might be thinking about sunlight. After all, the sun contains blue light too, far more intense than any screen. Why isn't that the problem? The answer is timing. During the day, your skin expects blue light. It's prepared for it. The defense mechanisms are active. Antioxidant systems are upregulated. Melanin production is triggered. Your skin is in warrior mode. But in the evening, those defenses lower. Your skin becomes vulnerable, open, ready to heal. And when blue light arrives during this window, this sacred window of restoration, it's like a false alarm. A signal that confuses the very mechanisms designed to renew you. After 50, this matters more than ever. Because your circadian rhythms naturally weaken with age. The distinction between day and night becomes less pronounced at the cellular level. Your skin's ability to shift between defense and repair modes becomes sluggish. And any additional disruption, any false signal, compounds the problem exponentially. There's something poetic about this, isn't there? That the very devices meant to connect us, to inform us, to entertain us, are also quietly stealing something precious. Not dramatically. Not all at once. But night after night, exposure after exposure, signal after signal, your skin is listening. It's always listening. And what you're telling it in those evening hours is shaping how you age. But here's what gives me hope. Understanding is the first step toward change. And change, even small change, can reverse years of accumulated damage. The fascinating thing about circadian biology is that it's not rigid. It's responsive. Your skin cells are remarkably adaptable, even after decades of disruption. They're waiting for the right signals, the right environment, the right conditions to remember what they were designed to do. And when you give them those conditions, something almost miraculous begins to happen. Let me take you deeper into the science of what's possible. Researchers at a Sleep and Chronobiology Institute conducted an experiment that changed how we understand skin aging. They took two groups of people over 50, all with similar skin types, similar lifestyles, similar levels of sun damage. One group continued their normal evening routines, screens until bedtime, bright overhead lighting, the usual modern habits. The other group made one simple change. They limited blue light exposure after sunset. No screens 2 hours before bed. Warm, dim lighting in the evening. Blackout conditions for sleep. That's it. Nothing else changed. No new skincare products. No dietary modifications. Just darkness at the right time. After 8 weeks, the differences were striking. The group that embraced evening darkness showed measurable improvements in skin elasticity. Their collagen density increased. Wrinkle depth decreased. But most remarkably, when researchers examined their skin cells under a microscope, they found something extraordinary. The circadian clock genes had reactivated. The cellular rhythms had synchronized. The skin had remembered how to repair itself. The other group, no change. In fact, slight deterioration. Because time doesn't stop. And when your skin can't repair itself properly, every night becomes an opportunity for aging to advance. Think about what this means. Your skin isn't just passively aging. It's not simply wearing down like an old piece of fabric. It's actively trying to maintain itself, to regenerate, to stay young. But it needs your cooperation. It needs the right signals at the right time. Blue light in the evening is the wrong signal at the wrong time. It's like trying to sleep while someone shouts, "Wake up," in your ear. Your skin hears that message, and it obeys. But here's what makes this both frustrating and empowering. You've been unknowingly sabotaging your skin's repair process for years, maybe decades. Every evening spent scrolling through your phone, every late-night television binge, every brightly lit kitchen cleanup session, all of it telling your skin to stay in defense mode when it desperately needed to shift into repair. That's the frustrating part. The damage already done. The years you can't reclaim. But the empowering part, you can stop it tonight. Right now. This very evening, you can begin sending your skin the signals it's been waiting for. And within weeks, not months, not years, but weeks, you'll start seeing the difference. Let's talk about what actually happens when you protect your skin's evening repair window. When you honor its circadian rhythm. When you give it the darkness it needs. First, melatonin production in your skin cells normalizes. And this is crucial, because melatonin isn't just a sleep hormone. In the skin, it's one of the most powerful antioxidants known to science. It neutralizes free radicals. It protects mitochondria, the energy factories of your cells. It prevents DNA damage. When your skin produces adequate melatonin at night, it's essentially bathing itself in protective, healing compounds. Second, the fibroblast activity synchronizes with your natural rhythm. These cells, the architects of your skin structure, begin producing collagen and elastin in coordinated bursts. Not randomly throughout the day, but in concentrated, efficient pulses during the night. This synchronized production is far more effective than scattered, disrupted attempts at repair. It's the difference between a construction crew working together with a plan versus individuals showing up randomly with no coordination. Third, something called autophagy intensifies. This is your skin's cellular cleanup system. Old, damaged proteins get broken down and recycled. Dysfunctional mitochondria get replaced. Cellular debris gets cleared away. Autophagy is like the night shift janitors of your body, and they work best in darkness. When blue light interferes, this cleanup process slows dramatically. Damaged components accumulate. Cells become cluttered, inefficient, aged. Fourth, and this is perhaps the most visible benefit, your skin's barrier function strengthens. The outermost layer of your skin, the stratum corneum, rebuilds itself during the night. Lipids are synthesized. Ceramides are produced. The tight junctions between cells are reinforced. A strong barrier means better hydration, better protection, better texture. It's what gives skin that plump, glowing quality. And it requires uninterrupted nighttime repair. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds wonderful in theory, but practically speaking, how do you navigate a modern world without screens in the evening? How do you function without light? The answer isn't to retreat into darkness like a cave dweller. It's to work with light strategically. To understand that not all light is equal, and timing matters more than intensity. Here's the elegant part. Your skin's photoreceptors are most sensitive to blue wavelengths between 450 and 480 nanometers. This is the exact spectrum that LED screens and modern lighting emit most strongly. But other wavelengths, red, orange, warm yellow, don't trigger the same disruption. They don't confuse your circadian clock. They don't stop the repair process. So the solution isn't total darkness from sunset onward. It's strategic light management. After the sun sets, your environment should shift. Overhead white lights. Replace them with warm, dim lamps. LED screens. Use blue light filters, or better yet, switch to activities that don't require screens. Your phone. If you must use it, activate night mode and reduce brightness significantly. Better still, put it away. This isn't about perfection. It's about sending the right predominant signal. Your skin is reading the light environment and making decisions based on what it senses. Give it mostly warm, dim light in the evening, and it interprets that correctly. Nighttime has arrived. Begin repair. There's a deeper principle at work here, something that extends beyond skin aging. It's about alignment, about living in harmony with your biology rather than constantly fighting against it. Modern life has disconnected us from natural rhythms, the rising and setting of the sun, the cycles of light and darkness that governed human existence for millennia. Your ancestors didn't have this problem. When the sun set, darkness followed. Fires provided warm, flickering light, predominantly red and orange wavelengths. No blue light. No confusion. Their skin knew exactly when to repair itself. And while they faced other challenges, shorter lifespans, different diseases, harder lives, their skin aged in a natural rhythm, aligned with their environment. You live in an era of abundance and convenience, but also of circadian chaos. 24-hour light. Constant stimulation. Screens everywhere. And your skin, your 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 70-year-old skin, is paying the price. But you also live in an era of knowledge. You understand what your ancestors never could, the precise mechanisms of cellular aging, the specific wavelengths that cause harm, the exact interventions that promote repair. You can take this knowledge and use it, not to return to a pre-modern existence, but to selectively adopt the rhythms that serve you. Imagine this. Tonight, as the sun sets, you make a different choice. You dim the lights. You put your phone in another room. You spend the evening in warm lamplight, reading, talking, thinking. You give your skin 2 hours of this gentle environment before sleep. And while you rest, something remarkable happens. Your skin cells sense the absence of blue light. They detect the darkness. And they respond. Melatonin production surges. Fibroblasts activate. Collagen synthesis accelerates. The cleanup crews get to work. Your skin repairs itself. One night of this won't reverse years of damage. But it's a beginning. A signal that you've changed the rules. And when you repeat this night after night, week after week, the cumulative effect becomes profound. Your skin starts to look different, feel different, respond differently. Not because you've added something expensive to your routine, but because you've removed an obstacle. You've stopped interfering with what your skin was trying to do all along.